Hello everyone, this is Meyer from Meyer Pictures, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be finding the best way to get together parts so you can build the custom LEGO creations, of which I have many instructions available on Bricklikable.com. I've got instructions for a wide variety of themes and interests, and more coming soon, but since I'm just a fan and not LEGO themselves, we're going to be getting the parts on our own. If you haven't done this before, or if you just got some of the instructions, thank you. And also, it's going to be easy, don't worry. Also, I love you.
For getting the individual parts, we're going to use Bricklink.com. There are a few other sites you can use, but Bricklink is owned by the LEGO company themselves and is the largest market for every kind of piece they've ever made, with thousands of sellers worldwide. I actually first discovered this site when I was 10 years old to save up for a 2006 Batman set, one of my personal favorites, and since then I've used it to learn about all the different LEGO parts that exist. First, we should make a Bricklink account. Again, this site is officially owned by LEGO, so don't be worried. It's quick and easy. I'd also recommend making a PayPal account if you don't have one. A lot of sellers on Bricklink use it. Now, if you've downloaded any instructions from me, you'll notice a number of things included in the folder. We're going to want to unzip or extract the folder. Don't worry if the icons don't look like this. My computer's crazy. Most phones do this automatically, but if you're on a computer, try right-clicking and looking for an option such as Extract All, Extract Here, etc. They all work. Now we have all of our files lined out right here. What we're looking for is specifically parts. If you only want to put together a certain section, like Bob-omb Battlefield or Delfino Plaza, without having to put together all of them, we have a folder, Parts for Only Individual Sections. But we want to put together all of them, so we're looking for All Parts Super Mario Skyline. This is an XML file. If we try and open it, it's probably not going to let us. That's alright though. If we right-click and open with Notepad or some other text document, it'll come up. Also, we have a text version of these files. This is the same thing. What we're going to do now is copy all of this and then go to Bricklink. On Bricklink, let's go to our Want icon in the top right corner and go to Upload from the drop-down menu. Let's upload Bricklink XML format. We're going to copy all the text in the XML file and paste it in here. Depending on how long you've used Bricklink, you may want to create a new wanted list for these parts specifically. This helps if you're a crazy person like me with a million different wanted lists. Let's verify and confirm. There's also an image including in the folder to help you with this if you forgot. I certainly have. Here we are. This is all the parts we need to put this creation together. You have the part, the color, the quantity you need, and sometimes there's a note to the side. For example, some parts may have a print sticker or paint that you can apply to them for more detail, which we'll go over later. Some LEGO parts get slightly changed over time, resulting in different versions of pieces with small physical differences. Ones that must be this version are because they have some specific difference as compared to the other versions, and we need it for the model to fit together correctly. Other times, we see that we can use any version of the piece. You don't need to get all of these, just whichever version you prefer. I make sure to list all the variations because it makes it easier for Bricklink to find people who have the pieces we're looking for. Well, what do we do now? First, I typically go through my spare parts and find what pieces I already have, filling them in with this feature right here. If you have a Rebrickable account, and you have your collection posted on it, you can automatically see how many parts you already have. But even people with giant collections will likely need to get at least a few extra parts. Bricklink has two features. On this page we have Easy Buy, but if we click further, we should see Buy All. These are actually quite different. Buy All is the one that we really want. Auto Select is the same thing as Easy Buy on this page, by the way. This is where the website calculates automatically a way for us to get all of the needed parts from as few stores as possible to save on shipping. However, this can usually be much more expensive than it should be, because there are some stores which have a great selection and high quantities of parts, but in return charge much more than the average price. On the Buy All page, we can see a list of stores and how many of the parts we need that they have, usually excluding those that are disliked or those that don't ship to our country. After going through the parts here, I like to get the first parts from some of my personal favorite stores, such as Andy's Brick Shop, Bucks County Brick Shop, Brickheads of Lancaster, spelled with a Z, and DD Bricks in Thailand. And then after updating all my lists to see what I still need, I look at some of the stores and buy all. Just about everyone's custom LEGO creations take at least a handful of different shipments to get all the parts you need. The first few are largest in size, while the later ones get smaller and focus on more rare pieces. At which point, I may even use the Easy Buy feature for the last few parts if I can't find them together in one place. I make all of my designs with detail in mind, so there will be some rarer parts, but I make it a point to try not to include anything excessively old or obscure. It's good to look around for stores which have the best balance of selection, quantity, and price. If you look on the front page, you will always be able to find stores which are having discounts and sales. Some stores may even send you coupons for being a frequent customer. Additionally, we can also use Lego.com's Pick-a-Brick service, though this has its pros and cons. You can't upload XML files, so you'll have to look for pieces randomly, and there are certain parts and colors, either too old or too specific, which aren't available. Lego.com does not have every piece ever made, but Bricklink does. From Lego.com, it can take around 3 weeks, if not longer, to receive your order, and the pieces are not packaged individually like they usually are on Bricklink. However, on Lego.com, you can earn VIP points to spend on other Lego sets, and since the parts come from the company themselves, the amount they have in stock is not an issue.
This may seem daunting at first, but it comes more than naturally after a little while. In fact, some people use Bricklink not just for their custom creations, but to part out sets instead of having to buy them whole. In fact, one of the greatest sets ever made, the Cafe Corner, has a lot of parts that aren't in production anymore, so they're a bit hard to find. But, like sifting through an old big bin of Lego parts and finding a really cool piece or figure, I remember the joy of finding some of these parts for great prices from stores all across the world. If you have any questions or any problems, feel free to contact me.